to the satisfaction of all 12 jurors, and their verdict will have to be unanimous before you could be convicted of anything. You understand that if you went to trial, you and Mr. Flanagan could confront and cross-examine every witness the state called to testify against you, and you could bring in your own witnesses by using a subpoena. Got to speak up just a little bit. We're recording this, okay? All right, we have one case, the State versus Jeremy Lee Lane. I need to round up our district attorney. All right, I've been handed a plea agreement that indicates that instead of having a bench trial today, Mr. Lane is wishing to enter a plea according to an agreement that the state and his lawyer have worked out. Mr. Lane needs to come to the podium. Mr. Lane, raise your right hand and let the clerk place you under oath.
Yes.
State your full name on the record.
Jeremy Lee Lane.
Mr. Lane, I've been handed a document indicating that instead of having a bench trial on a felony charge, it's going to be amended to, by agreement, to a charge of Class A misdemeanor theft, and that according to this agreement, you would be, upon your plea of no contest, you would be sentenced to 11 months and 29 days in the county jail, but that would be suspended to probation. There would be a restitution that would be determined either at a hearing if you cannot reach an agreement, but it's agreed that the restitution would be for the value, the actual value of the motorcycle, not capped according to the fact that you're agreeing to a misdemeanor plea. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So if it's a $30,000 motorcycle that's proven to me, then that's the amount I will set. But you understand everything that I've explained to you, what this agreement is?
Yes.
Now, first of all, do you understand that a plea of no contest means you are not going to admit you did anything wrong, but you're not going to contest the state's evidence that they give me to support a finding of guilt? And I'll use that evidence to find you guilty according to this agreement. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you understand, however, that you have a right to plead not guilty and have a speedy and public trial by jury? Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you understand what you're charged with, and have you had an ample opportunity to go over the charges with Mr. Flanagan? You and he discussed the range of punishment you're facing, as well as any possible defenses you might have.
Yes.
Well, again, do you understand that if you went to trial, you would have the right to have a lawyer and to have one appointed if you cannot afford your own lawyer? Do you understand that if you went to trial, you'd be presumed to be innocent until such time, if ever, the state proved your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt to the satisfaction of all 12 jurors, and their verdict will have to be unanimous before you could be convicted of anything? You understand that if you went to trial, you and Mr. Flanagan could confront and cross-examine every witness the state called to testify against you, and you could bring in your own witnesses by using a subpoena. Got to speak up just a little bit. We're recording this, okay? Do you understand that at trial you would be presumed to be innocent? You would not have to testify or prove anything, and no inference of guilt would arise because you did not testify at your own trial?
Yes.
You understand that if you went to Do you understand that if you went to trial and you were found guilty, you could appeal that conviction and the sentence imposed to the Court of Criminal Appeals and have a lawyer appointed to help you with that appeal?
Yes.
You understand that by entering this plea of no contest, you're waiving your right to a trial and to an appeal. All I will be doing is to approve what you and your lawyer have worked out with the state.
Yes.
You understand that that's going to result in a misdemeanor conviction, and that conviction will be on your record in the future to make more severe the punishment you'll receive if you're ever again convicted of a crime.
Yes.
You understand everything I've explained to you?
Yes.
Do you want to waive your right to a trial and to an appeal by entering this plea of no contest?
Yes.
Is your decision to plead no contest today voluntary?
Yes.
Anybody forcing you to do this against your will?
No.
You understand I cannot accept your plea unless I'm satisfied first that you're guilty and that secondly there are facts to support a finding of guilt.
Yes.
And I want you to listen as the state tells me what their evidence would be if this case went to trial.
Judge, in 2020 and 2021, Rita Brooks owned a 2002 Harley-Davidson Heritage Softail. Mr. Lane agreed to do some work on that, and that bike was moved to his property to be worked on. Sometime thereafter, the proof would be that he sold that bike to someone else without the consent of Ms. Brooks, and the bike was recovered but then stolen again. So Ms. Brooks is out her bike and her money.
Who was recovered and then stolen again a second time?
Yes. So the detective actually would testify that he went out where the bike was recovered, was able to match the VIN number, say it was the same bike. It was not immediately retrieved by the victim and was subsequently stolen from the property where it was found.
All right, must be a really hot bike. All right. You understand those are the facts. I'm not asking you to agree with them, but you understand those are the facts that the state would prove that this case went to trial.
Yes.
You still wish to plead no contest according to this agreement?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with your attorney's services?
Yes.
Feel like Mr. Flanagan's done a good job of representing you competently?
Yes.
Mr. Flanagan, you know of any reason he should not enter this plea?
No, Your Honor, and it is consecutive. See on the.
I failed to state that. It
Yes.
is consecutive to his general sessions case, 25 CR 1474.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Anything further from the state?
No, well, we have a pre-sentence report to complete, and then we need to pick a date for sentencing. I'm fine with it being in your next term.
That would be September.
And I neglected to bring my calendar, but I'm sure if we put it on one of your dockets, I will be here.
That would be the September 8th date, most likely. Or you could do it on the 23rd, the 8th or the 23rd, either one.
And on the 23rd, I have.
You have a trial where?
Bedford County.
Okay. And the 23rd is,
I have a trial, homicide trial,
what about the 30th?
Cheatham County.
That's VOP day.
We should be through with Richie Greer.
Not this time.
I've got a trial that Monday with you, but it'll be done by the 30th.
All right. Then we will, I have a Derek Dillard set second behind the Richard Greer case. All right. We'll set that sentencing, the restitution hearing on the 30th of September.
Notice that even though the plea has been accepted, the case isn't completely over. The biggest unresolved issue is restitution. The court still has to determine exactly how much the motorcycle was worth, and that amount could become the most expensive part of this entire case.
Then Jeremy Lane, in docket number 2022 CR 1447, upon your plea of no contest to the amended charge of a Class A misdemeanor theft, I find you guilty, sentence you to 11 months and 29 days in the county jail. That would be suspended to probation. You are ordered to pay restitution, but the amount of restitution will be determined at a hearing on September the 30th, and the restitution by agreement is not capped at a misdemeanor amount, but will be for the full value as determined by the court or agreed by the parties, a full value of the motorcycle. And this will be served consecutively to his general sessions case 25 CR 1474. Anything else?
No, Judge, and I will suggest this, there's not a probation officer here today, but he is what day are you meeting with her?
14th.
He's meeting on his other cases on the 14th, so I'm assuming it'll be the
So
same.
it'll be the same probation officer that does general sessions in here.
Oh, that's,
Well, the state probation officer can do the report, but he can report to a misdemeanor probation officer, can he? All right.
My
I'm just-
last one from here was
We're trying to
I'm just saying
have
rather than
one probation officer for you instead of two.
okay.
And rather than wait for somebody to come over.
We'll show that he will meet with his probation officer in this case on the 14th when he meets with his misdemeanor probation officer in general sessions. If there's any confusion, they can, contact me or the clerk of the DA, but that shouldn't be a problem. But we'll go ahead and order through the felony probation office, the state probation office, the pre-sentence report. Anything else? All right.
At this stage, the courtroom shifts from deciding guilt to handling the practical consequences. The discussion now focuses on probation, supervision, and making sure every condition of the sentence is properly in place before the defendant leaves court.
He is ordered to pay the court costs. He needs to talk with the clerk's office, set up a payment arrangement. So that is the judgment of the court, and we are concluded. I will go back to Cheatham County for Chantry on Monday in the new courtroom, hopefully without freezing my buns off, as they say. I shouldn't have said that, probably.
All rise. Adjourned.
Yes. Other probation.
Probation.
So. I don't know how many times I told that story.
With the legal proceedings finished, the atmosphere inside the courtroom becomes noticeably lighter. Moments like these remind viewers that once the formal hearing ends, judges and attorneys often return to normal conversation after handling serious cases throughout the day.
I made my daughter watch Mockingbird with me.
All right, thank you, guys.
We had Attorney McKee come to the office.
Yeah, I saw him downstairs.
I got to laughing at him about his trial.
Hanging on.
Well, he said he may move a little bit closer.
This case concluded with a negotiated plea instead of a felony trial. Jeremy Lane entered a no-contest plea to a reduced misdemeanor theft charge, receiving a suspended jail sentence with probation. But perhaps the biggest consequence is still ahead: the upcoming restitution hearing, where the court will decide the motorcycle's full value. That means reducing the criminal charge didn't necessarily reduce the financial responsibility. It's a reminder that plea agreements can resolve criminal liability while leaving significant financial consequences for the court to determine. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.